Yo, what's good guys, on fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another college football 25 video. Today we're going to be running the gun tight open formation, and specifically we're going to be running the bench return play. Tight open is in a few playbooks. We're going to run this out of Texas playbook. Texas playbook pretty stacked with trips head end, tight open, a few other solid formations as well in here. Pistol wing flex close, one of my favorites. And then you also have wing, I think it's the wing X off, solid. But regardless, tight open, bench return is my favorite play probably out of this. Some other plays I like are going to be slot post on the right there, and I like tight seams in the middle there. Obviously, you want your good receivers. Get your quickest receivers probably on the outside. Get this guy as a good route runner if you're able to. And let's just jump straight into it. So we're going to be going up against man coverage first. I will try and switch to some zone beaters a little bit about halfway through this video, but the routes that we like are Matthew Golden on this kind of reverse zig, and then we like this quick corner route with Bolden here. So there's the corner route against man coverage. Should be pretty solid. I didn't move my face cam down, but I think you guys could still see that it was open. And then we have this route here, a little reverse zig. Now, obviously going against man coverage, we kind of want to just get this running back out of here so that that player isn't just sitting there. But little man beater, solid. Now, we are going up against a pretty solid corner there, number 0. So let's say we just kind of flip the play so that we get a little bit of a better receiver corner matchup. And I'll show you how Isaiah Bond gets separation on this route. Now it's cover 1, so that 3 rec hook plays him pretty well, but you see we get separation. We just kind of throw it a little bit later, and it does end up getting open. So that is kind of what we want to build around it. Obviously, what we can do is run some other routes, so we can put Isaiah Bond on a little zig route instead of the out route, which is then going to give us some better separation over there. It gives us an option to throw to the sideline, and we can pick up a cool 15 yards. Obviously, we are using a very good offensive team. Nonetheless, that's solid. Now we also have our tight end here on this little kind of corner post route. You can put him on just a quick post, which is going to be probably a little bit better against man coverage. Now it's cover 1, so it's not really going to get open. You saw the 3 red hook lurked us, but against a cover 0, for example, it could be a lot better. And then again, we still have this corner out that should be open most of the time. There will be times it's a little bit quicker breaking than if I like put him on this corner out, which is a little bit more upfield. And again, what you could do is you could put him on the corner out, and then you can of course always custom stem him if you want like a little bit of a shorter route. Kind of the same thing with the post there. If you want it to be a little bit quicker breaking, you can put it a little bit shorter. And these can be a little bit better against man coverage. Like if that, obviously if the safety's in the middle of the field, it's not really going to be open, but if the safety wasn't there, that would be an option that's open. So just some ideas for you guys. Now some other things we can do are go with, let's say we put Isaiah Bond on a slant, we can put Matthew Golden on just like a regular zig over here. Then you have slant corner route, some good options. Get a lot of separation over there. And then you still have the post. If you want, you could also go crosser. Like if I wanted to put Isaiah Bond on the crosser or whatever, we could do this. You could go drag over here, or you could even go slant underneath with the tight end, which gives yourself some solid options. Just a lot of man beaters, and you can kind of spread it out that way. Another thing that you can do that's good against man coverage is use a wheel route. So we can use a wheel. Let's say we were running this setup. The wheel, honestly, is one of my favorite routes to run against man coverage because it just gets so wide open, and people will always forget about it with their user. I will run that out of trips a lot, other formations a ton. If you can use the running back out of the wheel route, you can use it. Some other things we can do are little angle routes. So like even with this little route, it kind of looks like they're going to the same area, but they're actually not. So we could just kind of clear out the tight end here, or if I want, I could put them on like a corner route. And then these routes will kind of play each other well. Now again, there's kind of a 3 rec hook in the middle of the field, which is going to play that a little bit well. It's going to play that solidly, but that is an option. Let's switch to some zone coverage though. I feel like we got a lot of man beaters out here. So let's go to a cover 3, and I'll show that setup again actually. Again, kind of a quick hitter. You have this angle route, and this opens up the underneath route. You see the underneath route. It's going to have a lot of space. Kind of going back to the first setup we ran actually. Just this look. You can see how much space we're going to have for this route underneath, and you see I get about 12 yards before actually even getting contacted. So just a solid look there. Obviously you want to freeform it, but With these routes over here, they're not going to be really super successful. Again, you could hit this guy out here and pick up 3 or 4 yards, but the corner route doesn't really get open when you run the setup. So if you really wanted to open up this corner route, I would go streak. And then, like, let's say we wanted to run a setup like this, you could open up the running back out of the backfield. And then you see corner route was open. We weren't able to actually get that pass off, but I'll run the setup again. With the tight end here, you could do really whatever. You could go slant, you could go post. I like going drag because it'll force the user to come down, defend the drag, or come up and defend the post. It really forces an action, and then that can open up your wheel. Now, the wheel, depending on the situation, I think the wheel might get a little bit more open with the post. You kind of like hit it in this window, whereas with the drag, that guy plays a little bit more aggressive inside. But it's dealer's choice. You see the wheel can get open. And then let's try and hit the corner out if we can get enough time here. Oh, dude, my left tackle is supposed to be my best offensive lineman. He keeps getting shedded. What's going on here? So there's a look at it. I probably threw that just a little bit early. But you saw it was kind of open the first 2 times I threw it. It usually works. If you really need to get this corner out open, you can just motion this guy over, and this will be fine. Again, a setup I like is going with this little angle route. Now you see we can hit him on the sideline. So if you're in desperate need of hitting that route, you can definitely do that. And then with the angle route, you could go like drag as well. And then maybe I just put a curl over here, or whatever the case may be. Trying to get good spacing here. Drag, angle route. This combo works. You saw really both players were open there. The drag and the angle route. So that's one option. Again, I would go... Yeah, and you could even just put him on like a regular zig over here. Or a corner route if you're concerned about spacing purposes. Boom, we can hit the angle route in the middle of the field. If the user is biting on the corner route deep on the left or the right, or the drag underneath, then that's a thing you can take advantage of. Kind of going back to a zone setup we had was something like this, with the slant and with the little zig underneath here. So this route can get open. Again, if he's using one of those linebackers, it becomes a little bit more realistic to throw that pass. If not, it's a little bit tough against these stock like hook curl routes, but obviously you're still able to. You could just go with this quick slant combo. One of these guys will get open, so if he's not using anybody, this will be a good route combo to use. Some other things we can do is go with like kind of this first type setup we ran, but you can go with like even just a quick flat hitch combo with the running back out of the backfield, and this is going to set him up just wide open, spacing against zone. That's not something I would run against man, but against zone, it's something that I'm pretty comfortable doing just based on the spacing of the field. So again, you can put this guy on whatever you want, but look at how much space we actually get when you put him on like the post, even instead of just the drag. So a lot of space on that hitch route, and these flat routes will be good. You could even do a curl if you really wanted to. And he's going to be an option. It's going to be a little bit of a tighter throw, but it still is going to be open. So if you want to pick up even more yardage, that's something we can do. Again, something else we did was like these crossers. You can actually use these to try and get to the outside. So a combo I could do, this would actually be a good man coverage combo. I could go deep cross, drag. I keep Golden on his route because it's good against man and zone. And then even if I wanted to, I could just put a running back here on a flat. And this just gives us a lot of options. Boom, we get him wide open there. So spacing on that play is really excellent. This would be an insanely difficult play to user. And even if I wanted to, I could just go curl. Like if the corner route's doing nothing for me, I could give myself a useful route here and put this curl, and there's an option to throw it. You see it's a really kind of a tight throw, but it could be a good route to actually have kind of late play situation, right? You always want to set up your next move and give yourself some other options. So you can check it down underneath to him. Becomes difficult to defend if he's playing very far over the top on that right side. We could go ahead and just use that. If I want to try and hit this guy a little bit earlier, like in the play. I'm talking about Bolden here. If I wanted to try and hit him earlier, we could do that. Using the wheel route setup, just another option. But just giving yourself some options, you know. And you can also kind of motion snap these guys. So if I wanted to, I could even just motion snap like a little zig route, which is going to be delayed, which kind of will allow him to get open against zone. Or I could do a slant or a hitch or any of those routes. If I wanted to motion snap the hitch, I could just do this. He's going to sit, and you can hit him right there. I didn't... Excuse me. I didn't even have to possession catch that, but giving yourself some good options, right? Like if I wanted to go with this setup, RB on a flat, X on a slant, A on a post, you can motion snap him. He's going to be a little bit delayed, and you see right there we have Golden and we have Isaiah Bond open, our X receiver and our B receiver, and that's definitely attributed to the spacing of the play, stretching the outside of the field and the deep inside of the field. But both those players just wide open and a lot of run after catch opportunity for you guys with that setup. So I feel like I showed a lot here. If you guys enjoyed, you want more of these videos, let me know what schemes you want, because it can be something that I posted gameplay on, because we didn't really go over the in-depth setups. So if you enjoyed, hit that like, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.